G'day guys, Wes York back for another session of York Talk, everything sales and business. And again, thank you to everyone for making these episodes a success. Again, thank you for everyone for your comments, for everyone who emailed in through the week from last week's session, which remember we talked about the common sales mistakes and what we can actually do straight away to fix up our sales results, our close rate. You know, we can fix up our average transaction size. So we went through some of the points and some of the issues that sales agents make when it comes to sales, their performance, their results, and some areas where we can fix it straight away, because just about every single sales agent, salesperson, they make these errors, and in a lot of cases, because it's repetitive, they don't realise they're making those small mistakes. So we focused on those points last week, and we had some absolute great feedback. So thank you everyone for the feedback, the comments, the likes, the shares, etc. And today, do we have another great, important message for today? So I jumped on Facebook about an hour and a half ago to give everyone, you know, the preview of what today is going to be about. And today is going to be on the customer experience model. And you know, the customer experience has really developed over the last few years, and the importance and the imperative nature on the customer experience by the year 2020 is going to be absolutely critical. And we're going to cover some points today, and we're going to cover some of the areas which to look at. Now, these York Talks are only roughly 15 or so minutes, so we're not going to be able to give you, you know, really in-depth information here to really change your critical nature of your business, or if you're a sales agent. But what we want to cover today is highlight the issues and concerns around the customer experience and highlight how important it's going to be. Then from there, we can all go back and have a look at our own businesses and our own sales, you know, strategies and processes, and adopt what we need to adopt for our business and our future success. So today's episode is really critical for small business owners, you know, large business CEOs, sales directors, even sales agents, you know, because the fact that the customer experience is so critical. If you want to dominate, you want to dominate your field, then you want to have to understand the customer experience model. So therefore, you can win more business, you can retain more business, you can increase your average transaction size, you can increase your referrals, etc. And you can really take business from the competition who aren't great in the customer experience and the customer experience model. So it doesn't matter whether you're sales, you're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you're in MLM. Again, today's episode is going to be really critical for your future and your success. So what I've got here is about 5 points which I want to cover, just to really highlight the magnitude of how important the customer experience is going to become. And it already is there. That snowball effect has already really taken place. The nice thing is, if you haven't really picked up on it yet, you're not behind the scenes in any way, but what we can do, we can really, you know, we can speed up the process so we can get in front of the competition. So the first point I want to cover here, and all the statistics which I'm covering today all came from like Help Scout and Genesis Online. But what I really want to cover in the first bit is give you the magnitude, give you the entire scope of where it's heading. So today is, what are we, April 18th, 2017. So the statistics are showing that by the year 2020, so that's, you know, a bit over 2.5 years away, they are saying that the customer experience model is going to become more important and more apparent than product and price. So you put this into perspective, you know, look at all the different businesses that, you know, they really sell on discounting pricing, or, you know, they really look at, you know, their service or their product is enhanced, you know, it's better than the competition, etc. You know, they really highlight how critical their price or their product or service is. Yet by the year 2020, the experts are showing, and the statistics are showing, that the customer experience is going to be more important and more apparent than product and price. You know, we've got organisations out there who are spending billions of dollars on their customer experience, and you can see this when you look at, you know, mobile websites. You look at, you know, the way that, you know, the synergies when people are answering the phones now. They've actually, organisations are coming back to human touch instead of automated phone calls, and you can start to see that large organisations are spending a lot of money. And the reason why they're doing that is because of the fact that this is coming so fast, and if they don't put all this money in now, they're going to be left behind. And the larger organisations, they actually find it harder to change this because they've got so many human elements that they need to change, where small businesses can change very, very fast and adopt these principles very fast. But here's the thing. They're saying that 86% of buyers at the moment will spend more money if they experience a better customer service than not. So they're going to spend more money if you give them a greater quality of customer service, that experience. 86% of buyers will spend more money. So when you look at the 2 points there in the first section, we're talking about by the year 2020, that customer experience is going to become more apparent than product and price. But already 86% of customers are spending more money if you provide them with a greater customer experience. So when we start to look at these 2 points together, it doesn't matter whether you're a sales agent, you're in network marketing, a small business owner, all the way through to a multinational organisation. How important is this customer experience model going to be? It already is important, but if you're not moving in this direction, if you're not looking at the way that your customers respond to your advertising, your marketing, your sales process, your after sales experience, etc., if you're not focusing on that and you're not starting to find out what your clients and your customers want, then you're going to be so far behind the 8 ball in a couple of years that you're going to be struggling in the business in general. So it doesn't matter, like I said, if you're a sole person or you're a large organisation, we need to start to adopt principles around the customer experience, because the fact that it is this snowball which is increasing and the speed of it is very, very fast. The second point here is a lot of organisations feel that they're already giving quality and superior customer service. So the stats are showing that 80% of companies feel they are already giving superior customer service. So 80% of organisations that are researched, etc., turn around and say, you know what, our customer experience and is superior. It's great. We identify that the clients come first, etc. The thing is, when we do the stat in reverse and we ask the clients what their experience was, only 8% of those customers felt they were given superior customer service and a superior customer experience. So the discrepancy between what organisations feel they give to the actual clients with what they feel that they get, there's a massive disparity between the two of them. There's a massive gap between 80% and 8%. So to me, where do we look at this, and what do we take out of this? To me, there's a massive opportunity in business and in sales in general to tighten that gap up. If 8% of clients feel they get a great customer service, that means 92% don't. So therefore, there's a massive gap in the market that if we start to enhance on our customer experience and really focus on it, we can bridge that gap and bring those clients across to us. And one of the points which I explain in a few minutes will show you the cost to businesses because they give poor quality experience. So we want to bridge that gap, and we want to start to get those clients across to our organisation or our business or whatever it is, because the fact that we can take that 92% of the people who don't feel that they're getting a great customer experience, and we can bring them on if we have and adopted a great customer experience model within ourselves and within our business alone. Just because you work for an organisation doesn't mean you as a person can't give a great customer experience. Maybe your organisation's so large that it's a slow moving target, but that doesn't mean that you can't go out there and start to give that great customer experience. So therefore you retain that business, or you gain that business, etc. So don't just think because of the fact that your organisation is adopting some of these principles, it doesn't mean that you can't as an individual start to adopt them, because what that's going to do, you're going to become the number one sales agent. You're going to be the go-to person. You're going to be the person who people come and they'll reflect. You'll become the expert in your field, and you'll take business from other organisations, and you will be, you will make yourself indispensable in that organisation. So just because your business or the organisation isn't adopting some of these principles doesn't mean that you can't from your own personal perspective. The third point is we want to look at millennials, who are the largest target market, the largest group of personnel in the world. 51% of millennials are influenced by social media. Now, what does this mean to a business, and what does this mean when it comes to the customer experience? So what it says to me when they say that they're influenced by social media, what does your social media say about yourself or your organisation? Is it consistent with your product and service that you're selling? When you look at your social media, if they're making purchasing decisions before they ring up your organisation, what does it say? What's your Facebook, your Instagram, your Pinterest, whatever social media platforms you use? Are they congruent with your website? Then are they congruent with the way that the phone is answered, etc., all the way through to the after sales support and the purchase, etc. So if 51% are influenced by social media and you haven't really invested in social media, then now's the time to start, because that's a huge level of population. 51% of the biggest group are influenced by social media. So we need to make sure that we start to adopt the customer experience models. We need to make sure that all our social medias and the posts we put on are really mobile friendly. More and more. Your mobile devices are your computers, and people are searching online now, so your websites, etc. So we need to make sure that everything is mobile friendly. We need to make sure that everything we do is congruent all the way through from start to the after sales process to make sure that we retain these clients for a long time. We give them that experience that our clients and our customers deserve. So 51% of millennials are influenced by social media, which then moves me into the next thing, which is 58% of customers do online research before they consider purchasing, before they're considering purchasing your product or service. So 58% do online research now. So if that's the case, a bit over 1 in 2 people will check out your website, they'll check out your Facebook, they'll check out your Instagram, they'll check out your reviews. So when we look at our customer experience, what does your online presence look like? Is your website confusing? Can they go and research your products or services, from an easy fashion? Can they contact you really easily? You know what? The biggest thing is these days you jump on a website and you can't even find a telephone number anymore. So you've got to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to contact you. But if they're doing their research, what are the reviews like? Do you ask your clients for reviews? Do you ask your clients for testimonials? We want to make sure we give our customers the best experience possible, so therefore they can make that choice to come across to your business and purchase your product and service. So understanding between the millennials, understanding that 58% of customers do this online research, where does your business fit in, or where are you as an individual fit in? If you're dealing in large businesses and you're a sales agent, what's your LinkedIn profile like? Do you have an image? Do you change it regularly? Do you put in posts? Are you the expert in your field? What does your Facebook look like? You look at deviating a little bit, when we go and hire staff, a lot of organisations these days check out Facebook profiles. So what does your Facebook profile say about yourself? Are you out on the weekend drinking, or you've got some family images, and does it represent exactly who you are? So if we understand this, we're going to be able to give our clients and our customers a greater experience. We're going to make it easier for our client to purchase our products and services, which then leads me into the last point. So hopefully in this 15 minutes, we've kind of hit the nail on the head where, we need to make sure that our customer experience is critical from our business perspective and our individual's perspective. We're throwing out a few stats here to make sure, this is critical and we have to start to adopt some principles. But this to me was the biggest one. $1.6 trillion, not billion, this is $1 trillion, is an estimated cost for customers switching because they've had a bad experience. So what does this tell me? And I'm going to go back to one of my statements a couple of minutes ago. This to me shows that there's a massive gap in the market, which if you as an organisation or as an individual start to adopt some great customer experience and really put a platform in place so therefore your customers get this experience every single time, you're going to be able to take a lot of the market. And especially if your clients or your prospective clients, your customers are looking for this experience and they're not getting it, then they're going to come to the organisation which does give this experience of the nature that they're after. So if you can start to adopt these principles and put them in place, but also have the processes and measures in place that happens consistently, that by the year 2020 you're going to be above the fold. So therefore you're going to actually attract a lot of business from the other organisations within your competition, and you're going to start to dominate your field. So even if you haven't started, we can start today and we can make sure we're ready for the time this boom really kicks in. So to come back and do a quick review, you got to the year 2020 where this is what the experts are saying, that product and price at the moment are important, but your customer experience by 2020 is going to become more important than product and price. That's huge. You know what? 86% of buyers already are willing to spend more money for a greater customer experience. So you look at those 2 points just in general, and that's got to spark those ears. I'm going, I've got to get better at it. I've got to get better processes. And when I do, my business is going to expand. 80% of companies feel they're giving great and superior service at the moment where 8% of clients feel they are actually getting that experience and that customer experience that they want. 51% of millennials are influenced by social media, whereas 58% of customers already do online research before considering purchasing your product and service. So what is your social media presence like? What's your website like? Is it easy? Is it mobile friendly? Can they purchase? Can they get your phone number? Can they email you? Is it a great customer experience, or is it one of those websites or is it social media which is confusing? You know what? And the last one, which is $1.6 trillion, is the estimated cost of customers switching because they experienced a poor customer experience. That is a huge number, but with a huge number like that is a great opportunity. So this is Wes York. This is York Talk, everything sales and business. If you want to know more about how to improve your customer experience model and how to adopt this experience model into your business or into your own sales, into your agents or whatever it is, you know, on our website, which is wesyorksales.com, through our Elite Sales Club, which is one of the #1 sales platforms in the world, we actually have a training course on the customer experience model, which goes through from your pre-purchase to all the way through to your post-purchase, your social media, your websites, and all these bits and pieces about how we can really enhance your customer experience. We can take that 92% of people who don't feel they're getting that experience that they want, and we can get them into your organization. We can enhance your revenues, we can increase your sales, but more importantly, we can take these customers who aren't 100% happy, we can turn them into raving fans of your organization, and then you've got a client for life. You know, they say that, if you give a client the perfect customer experience, that they will spend 10 times more than their original purchase, their very first purchase from you. So that client is very, very valuable to any organization when you get it right. So what we do through this education program is we give you step-by-step education on how to put that customer experience model into your organization or into your own personal your sales process, because it is absolutely critical. So jump onto wesyorksales.com. In the products, you've got the customer experience model. You can jump on that and you can purchase that, and you can start to really enhance the areas where the clients are asking for. And if you don't do it, then your competition is going to do it and you're going to start to lose out. So in conclusion, the customer experience model is critical. It's important. It's going to be more important than what you even can imagine through product and price. So get into it. Jump on my website, wesyorksales.com. Have a look at it. It's important from an individual perspective, from a small business all the way through to a large organization. So this is York Talk. This is episode 7, I believe it is. Yeah, 7. Episode 7, everything sales and business. We come to you every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you put your comments in. If you want something directly to be taught on next week, send me an email or send me a Facebook message, and we'll design the episode around what you're after. So my name is Wes York. Everyone have an absolutely cracking week. Share it, like it, put your comments, and you know what? Can't wait to see you all next week, 1 o'clock on Tuesday.